Welcome to the Candid Conversation Show. I'm your host, Marilyn Fontaine, artist and creative coach for women who want success and income with ease. Hi, welcome to the Candid Conversation. This is your host, coach and artist, Marilyn Fontaine, and this is episode 9. And this is generic thoughts and unique ideas. And this is the last episode for this season. We're going to have another episode, like bonus episodes drop in like next week and week after. But this is the last episode for this year that I'm going to record, especially for the podcast, whereas the rest will be bonuses that I'm just going to show, which I've just repeated, haven't I? The reason being is because I don't know about you, but I feel like the energy is really heavy and dense. And this isn't just about the standard of living costs and all the other stuff that's rising. But if you follow astrology, there is this whole Saturn aspect that's happening, and it's really calling us to just go within and pulling us into a place where we're literally having to face our shadows. And for me, energetically, I just feel like it's really challenging to be creating a podcast, because I feel like, an image. Imagine the Wizard of Oz when Dorothy is in that whirlwind and she's been taken away, and it's like a storm, and the house is spinning, all the characters are spinning in this tornado. I feel like I'm in the eye of a tornado, and it's not specifically my tornado, but it's just a lot that's going on. So the energy doesn't really feel right, and I just really want to integrate and just be still, because I want to make sure that I'm planning the right podcasts. And I had quite a few guests lined up for this season, for the autumn, and all of them couldn't make it for one reason or the other. So the energy wasn't aligned. And I just feel like it's just a good time for a pause, and where people can just catch up with themselves. And so this is why I'm just going to have a pause into this season. 9 is my number anyway, but I feel like it would be really good just to keep a pause here. Just so I give you the best of who I am, and I'm congruent, rather than trying to push something, because this is not how I work. This is not how the powerfully aligned system is designed. It's designed with our own unique rhythms and energy capacity. It's not pushing against things. So that's really important. And also, November is the month of All Souls. Well, it was end of October, All Souls Day. All Saints, Day of the Dead, Diwali, all those beautiful things that we come together as communities, and nothing happened. It was almost like, imagine having this sexy partner in front of you, and then when it comes down to it, like nothing is going on. That's what this felt like. TMI, right? But that's exactly what it felt like. Everything did not hook into what it needed to hook into. And yes, I did honour my ancestors, but not in the way I wanted to. That could be because I do an ancestral practice every day, and I've stepped that up. So it's nothing new under the sun, but everything feels a bit flat. Now, I was in the middle of renovating my home. I've got a completely new kitchen in terms of the whole room has been done. And that was really, really beautiful. But what it made me think about was how we can use certain thoughts about what happens to us, and they're based upon the past. So when I think about my new kitchen, how everything has changed, and the room is totally different. It's just revamped. There's areas of it that feels the same, but it feels like a completely new room. And I'm trying to calibrate the room that was before into the room that I have now, which was on my vision board. It's the kitchen I've wanted. I would like a bigger kitchen, obviously, but this kitchen is what I've wanted. I haven't settled in doing this kitchen. But what creeps up is old memories when my kitchen was a source of embarrassment, where my kitchen was where I would apologise because to go to my bathroom you have to pass my kitchen. And all the shame that came with not having a beautiful kitchen. That's coming up, even though I'm enjoying the space, and even though I created this on my vision board. This embarrassment, the shame, the old part of me is still running alongside of me, and it's really making me understand how grief is so important. And so I have an herb, Elecampane, which is really good, and it really helps shift grief, but it can be very, very strong. So I want to make sure that you're aware of Elecampane. The first time I was introduced to this herb was when I joined Hedge Herbs. So in London, there's a company called Hedge Herbs, run by an amazing herbalist called Rashika, and we went to help out at a community garden, and we had to dig up all this Elecampane that had gone crazy in this space. But what we was going to do, we was going to make like cough mixture for the refugees in Calais. So we all donated our time, and so we could help dig up these herbs. It was amazing, and create these remedies, or help Rashika to get the herbs, wash them, stir it, add glycerine and all the other things so we could make herbs. So that was so beautiful, being able to do that. And so she spoke about her campaign, and so I took a root and tried to grow it, to grow it in my house. I don't know what happened there, because there's all these herbs growing out. I don't know what it is. I don't think I have been able to do it. I definitely didn't, because I'm looking at the plant now. But what Elecampane is, I always pronounce it wrong, is really, really good for the lungs. Asthma, whooping cough, bronchitis. It's a soothing herb. But remember when I speak about my Taoist training, and the lungs is related to grief, and autumn is related to grief. It's the season that we have grief. So Elecampane is really good to help you move through that. When I was on a herbal conference, I heard that it can be quite strong if you're using it. It can be really strong in terms of shifting a lot of grief. But for me, it's been really beautiful to take in terms of moving stuff. So, it opens the lungs, as well as mullein, but it's really good. So that is a plant and tea that I'm going to use, and I recommend that you look it up, but with caution, because it can be quite strong if you're working with it on an energetic level. So the reason why I brought up Elecampane and grief is that when we do things, we do new things, we will experience grief. It's so integral to our healing and our healing journey. And I want to touch on what this subject is today, about generic thoughts with unique ideas. And when we have an idea about how we want to live, how we want to be. We have a business idea, we have a creative idea. We approach that with curiosity at first, like a child. We have an idea, we're excited about it. And then what sets in when we start thinking about planning it or we start doing it, that we start thinking common thoughts. So we have a unique, uncommon idea, which is our unique idea. And then we start thinking about that idea in terms of, we shouldn't be doing this because it's not going to work, because I'm wasting my time. And the generic thoughts are the thoughts that our parents may have said, people in school may have said, our friends may have said. And so our generic thoughts start to attack our unique ideas and kill our dreams. And then we stop doing it. We feel demotivated because we've taken ourselves out of a brilliant idea. Now, ideas are ideas until we apply them into systems. And then when we apply them into systems, then we can see what works and what doesn't work. And we can tweak it a bit. We can take away some of the components of it and add more things to it. And so, but when we start using our generic thoughts, we are no longer tapping into that genius energy which created the idea in the first place. And what we must do is turn it around and start using curiosity of, how can I make this work? What do I need to think to be able to see this through? So, for example, you're making some clothes, and you're thinking, everybody's got the same trouser with the same pockets. You had an idea that you wanted to make these trousers. All of a sudden, your second mind has said, well, no, everybody's making these trousers. It's all over Instagram. So that's your generic thought that we all think. Everybody, nobody, when we're using the everybody, nobody's, it's hard. We are using generic thoughts. But when we're starting to use actually, what about, actually, this looks nice, let me try, those are unique thoughts, unique words for your unique ideas. And so everybody is using trousers with side pockets in yellow. How about I try a front pocket or a flat pocket in blue? What would that look like? How about I make a zip in the back or something? How about I use this design? What if this unique design, these unique trousers, is tailored at the people that don't wear trousers all the time, that always wear skirts? What if I made a more funky kind of trousers for the women that have to cover up and they're always wearing long dresses? What if I made a pair of trousers that gave the same flow that a lovely dress would? Can you see where I'm coming from? So it's starting to think about what if, and using the wonder ideas, the wonder child, the unique ideas to approach a problem, or the unique thoughts and words to approach your unique idea. Because too often we tend to create amazing things, but our thoughts has the language of the general population that is too scared to try anything. And we're not going there because we need to gift and we need to have reverence for our ideas. And this is why I would suggest you create an ideas book that you put all your ideas into, and then at some point you can revisit them. Or even though the thoughts may be coming in and you can't be curious enough, put them to a side and allow yourself to be in a space where you can be in that nice thinking space of actually, if I could try this. And this is where the Creative Coaching Program really comes into force, because with the powerfully aligned system that I've designed and crafted, nothing new under the sun, generic thought, but as far as I'm concerned, I've crafted this because it works for me, and it works for those of you who need unique ideas to suit their body rhythms, to suit their style. So can you see? It's nothing new under the sun. Using oils, herbs, mindset changes, working with your energy, trying to create revenue generating projects. Nothing new under the sun. But the uniqueness of this program is that it works to you. You are the author of this system. You are the system. And that's why it's so unique. And this is what I use with my clients, is that bringing all the stuff, the herbs of the season, what's happening for you. Because every generic thought that we overcome, sorry, I rephrase that, with every generic thought that we overcome, we need to release the grief that has been keeping us stuck, or the sadness, or the yearning. And with every thought that we have a plant helper that will help us through that. So we don't have to reach for the wine or the cake, which is nothing wrong with both of those things. I love them. But we don't have to reach for the wine or the cake or the relationship or the external validation. No, what my program does, it helps you to create this language, the language of your business and your passion, yourself. But you've got somebody walking you through it. You've got somebody holding the space while your triggers come up, and be in a place of safety. Because there's one thing about everybody talking about: trauma healing, trauma healing, trauma healing. But are these people creating a safe space? It's easy talking about the traumas, but being in a place of safety is really important. Being in a place where you don't have to release all the traumas at once is another key thing. It's very dangerous that some people are trying to make people release traumas in one sitting or a workshop. I used to do that with my mentor. We'd have a weekend of releasing traumas. And as much as the work was powerful, I now realize it's on an ongoing relationship with somebody that can show you how to have a healthy relationship. So a relationship that has unconditional positive regard over a period of time will create a unique thought that this is what a healthy relationship looks like. And this is why coaching between 3 months is the minimum, to be honest with you. But the minimum, a really good healthy coaching relationship should be from 6 months, especially if you're dealing with inherent trauma, so you can get an idea of what a healthy relationship looks like and how you can work with yourself, how you can love on yourself in a healthy way with a witness. And this is a next step with our generic thoughts and unique ideas, because we can't have mastery with the mind that created or experienced the trauma and the strife and the trouble from the past. And this is why whenever you have these beautiful ideas, that these thoughts keep overtaking, because you've not, as much as changing your thoughts is important, but being in the presence of someone that can help you move through that is just so. I'm trying to find a word that gives it reverence and a respect, but having somebody in your corner is almost like putting throwing a life jacket when you're drowning, because the mind is so powerful. And until you have somebody helping you to regulate that the thoughts will keep coming again and again and again. And this is what I want to offer you in the container of the Highly Capable Creative Program, is to be able to work through these challenges in a space that is trauma-informed, but is also safe, so you're not having to open the floodgates of trauma all at once. You know, it's a lifetime of conditioning. We want to make sure that we are getting through it and you are really working through it, not a get-rich-quick or a get-well-quick scheme. We want you to be able to slowly process what's happening for you. And so if this resonates with you, if you feel that you just need that support, you need to have that relationship, but you're just sitting on the fence because you feel, is it for me? Is it going to be hard work? Is it going to be too painful? I will leave you with this. When you think about your future self, and she's been through all these, you know, your best future self, she will often tell you that some of the discomfort was so worth it, because as much as it was uncomfortable, it was really, really freeing. And we want the freedom to be able to be kind to ourselves at all times, even when we don't want to show up. And so let me know if this is for you. You can contact me, info@mjfontaine.co.uk, or click in the link on my website, www.mjfontaine.co.uk, and take time. What is it you really want to bring into your life in 2023? It may be nothing, it may be more rest, but how about starting with radical self-acceptance? And that's it. Next week will be a bonus, and then we'll have bonus episodes. We didn't have an episode last week because there was so much different things I needed to sort out, and I never miss a podcast episode, as you know, but I had to be part of a roller skating launch, attending this launch and sorting this house out, and not really having the capacity, the brain energy to actually get the podcast and record. There was so much going on, and I really, I'm an advocate for listening to my body. So that is what I did, listen to my body and played with my inner child. And so let me know how you felt this podcast went. I will post, I think for the show notes, I'm going to post a picture of Elecampane, because I think that would be quite nice. Has a nice finish to this, just to the pause, because we resume season 3 back in January. Until then, bye for now. If you want to be part of an incubator of some amazing creative women, then you need to join the Highly Capable Creative one-to-one program with me. To join, you can just contact me at www.mjfontaine.co.uk and book a sales call with me to join this amazing 6-month program where we get to work on your creative business. We also get to work clearing your blocks and also bringing that confidence up to 100 so you can stand in your agency and live your best life